knowledge that I'm acquiring at the school. These teachers are absolutely amazing. 2-3 decades of education, and we're learning everything from music theory, we're doing piano, we're doing synthesis and sampling, and then we're doing live, Pro Tools, Reason, and Logic as well. So it's pretty intense, but
sounds like a lot of stuff to learn in school.
Yeah, definitely.
When you can put it down on paper and make music,
it's so nice to actually understand what I'm doing, because before I would play around with it, and you get a song and you're like, this just does not sound like the songs I'm playing at all. It just makes great mastering and good songs. They'll sound just warm and huge, and mine will sound all kind of whippy.
It's definitely a process. I've looked at UIs of Ableton and Logic, and I sat and just stared at it for a while and closed it. There's no way I can do anything with it. So much to it. Going to school for something like that would definitely be helpful.
You could, if you get somebody to just give you a couple basics, like where do you press record, that's a good one. But yeah, they're not obvious oftentimes. It's not obvious where do you start.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. I guess with bass, you know how to go about doing that.
Well, before I was using a lot of loops and samples, but now I'm actually learning how to sound design my own sounds, which is really nice because people know when you're using loops and samples. It's pretty obvious. Anybody who produces will know right away. They'll be like, oh, she's using preset such and such, or she's using the loop that everyone has used, So it's good to actually learn how to synthesize your own sounds and sound design and stuff, which is exciting. Oh, how did I get into the movie groove? Andy asks. I lived in a warehouse in East Oakland, and we did events there with Cloud Factory and friends and family. And they actually were scouting sites to shoot the film. And someone passed on that we lived there, so they came over to scout our site as well. And that's how I struck up a friendship with the producer and the director of the movie. I said I'd be interested in being in the film if they had a spot, but I didn't necessarily audition for the position. And then some things transpired, and they were still wandering around looking for different artists to be in the film. And luckily they had a spot for a DJ that sort of came up maybe a couple weeks before they needed to shoot that position. And they had called me and asked me would I like to be one of the featured DJs, and I was like, oh, yes, definitely. And I had a booking that weekend that I had to get. It wasn't a major booking, it wasn't like a paid gig or anything. Canceled that so that I could be or do the shoot and be in the film, which was an amazing opportunity. And the day I showed up to the film, I thought it was more like somebody's student film or something. I didn't realize how big of a production it was. I walk on set, they've got cranes, they've got directors, they've got all kinds of staff everywhere, and I was just like floored, honestly, because I didn't realize that it was that high scale of a film. But that's how I ended up being in the film, was just connections, which is oftentimes how many things happen that way. But it was an honor to be in it.
Incredible thing. What was it like to work with John Deacon?
I actually wasn't with him for the shoot, because the way they do is they break up the shoots day to day to day. So I wasn't on set with him. The day I was on set, it took them maybe half the day actually to get just that sequence shot for that part of the film. Yeah. So when we were playing, we were actually all listening to the same song over and over and over again, and they synced up the music that we were playing later to that one song when they did the post-production.
Incredible thing. I know everybody here has seen it.
Yeah, it was an honor and a huge blessing to get the opportunity to be in that film. Greg Harrison's still making other films too, so I just looked at his website a couple days ago, actually.
Should I just give you the mic, man?
Well, my real last name is Green, so I was just trying to come up with a name. I was actually an art student at San Francisco State, and I was studying actually video at the time. So video production, video editing, and I was an artist. I was like, I need a different name. I need something that's not my real name. That doesn't sound like. I mean, there's a million girls with my real name, so I was like, I need something that's gonna be more memorable. And I was like, something maybe simple that won't be forgotten. And I just played around with different names. I even was being funny. I'm like, maybe it should be Army Green or Gang Green or something, which of course would have been much more punk rock than Forest Green. But
Gang Green would definitely change things, I think.
yeah, that would have been definitely more punk. So I've been playing in a lot of outdoors parties anyways, and I love nature, love the forest. I'm kind of a hippie, I did it. So at the forest, I played around with that one. I'm like, yeah, I think I like that one. I just ended up taking it. And I get all kinds of comments. Some people make fun of it. Doesn't matter. I think it's a great name, and I'm happy with it.
Do you get a lot of people thinking that's your real name?
Yes.
People ask that question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it definitely could be.
Yeah, everyone calls me Forrest, though, except my family. They won't. My mom's like, I named you Melissa, and we're going to call you. And I'm, yeah, but he calls me Melissa when we're family sometimes, too. Yeah. But everyone calls me Forrest. So, it's, yeah, exactly. It's a long story. It was sort of empowering to give yourself your own name and all that. I'm sure you guys have heard people talk about. I sort of went through a transition in life also at the same time. So, get all deep.
We can go as deep as you need.
It's not an interview, it's therapy. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, you have room you can lay down if you like. I took psychology in college.
All right.
No, we won't do that to you. We'll be nice.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to quit. Yeah. Maybe later. Thanks.
More of these vodka drinks, possibly.
Yeah, then who knows what'll happen.
Well, unless anybody has anything else, I guess we'll let you go ahead and get up there and do your thing.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
for
you,
sitting here and
Lewis.
talking to me.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you all for having me. Thank you, St. Louis.
Thank you to everybody for listening, and thank you very much for coming here and spending your Saturday with us. And,
Thank you.
And sitting down and talking to me.
Thank you, Matt.
All right. Well, everybody get ready for a set by her very briefly.
Look forward to playing for you. Big love.